Hi, you guys. Today we're going to be working on Chapter 2, Lesson 4. Chapter 2, Lesson 4 is all about solving problems with variables on both sides of the equation. So on this kind of a problem, we are going to be looking at things that are, well, they get kind of confusing for some people. Sometimes you're going to have variables on both sides and constants on both sides. Sometimes you're going to have a variable and a constant and just a variable. So remember in the term, okay, so in this equation right here, we have 8a, that's a variable term. We have 5a, that's a variable term, and 21 is a constant. A constant is a term that does not have a letter attached. So we can see we have two variables. We need to get these two together. So we need to get this by himself. We need variables on one side and constants on the other. So to solve this problem, we're going to look to the thing that has two terms on it. Whichever term here looks like the term over here, that's the one that has to move. So we're going to move it by adding its opposite. So the opposite of 5a is negative 5a. Remember our fence. So we're going to put negative 5a over here. Positive 8 and negative 5 is 3. So we have 3a equals, that canceled out, 21. All right, now we're going to do just what we've done before. We're going to use those 9 little words. You're going to divide by the number in front of the letter. The number in front of the letter is 3, and we're going to divide by 3, and a equals 7. So if we went back to our original problem, 8a equals 5a plus 21. You would have 56 equals 35 plus 21. 35 plus 21 is 56, and 56 equals 56. Our answer works, it checks. It works in both sides. So this is how we do it. You've got to get it down to the point where you have a variable equals a constant. Let's try another one. What if we had an equation that said 5n plus 9 equals 2n? Okay, so I've got a variable, a constant, and a variable. Variable, variable. So if I put up my fence, I have variables on both sides of the fence. I've got to get them together. So I've got to get this variable to come join his friend over here on this side of the fence. The opposite of positive 5n is negative 5n. 5n minus 5n is 0, so we bring down the 9. Positive 2 and negative 5 is negative 3. Same 9 little words to finish the problem. Divide by the number in front of the letter. The number in front of the letter is negative 3. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 3. And when we do that, we will find out that n equals negative 3. And if we put this back into the equation, 15 times negative 3 is negative 15, plus 9 is negative 6, and 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. We got the same answer, and our problem checks. What if you have variables and constants on both sides? So if you had a problem that looked like this. Okay, so now we're going to do what I call the 2-for-1 special. We are going to move everything at once. Everybody has a friend. So since I like to have my variable on the left, I'm going to find the variable on the right. And I'm going to add the opposite of this number to both sides. And the opposite of 8x is negative 8x. Put one on this side of the fence, I have to put one on this side. And I'm going to put it underneath the thing it looks like. It looks like a variable, so it goes where the variable is. Now, I've written something here. I'm going to come up and grab this guy. So the opposite of a -7 would be +7. Everybody's got a friend. There's a number under everything. A variable, a constant, a variable, a constant, a constant. Now when I add the two lines together, I will have variables on one side and constants on the other. So +3 and -8 is -5x. -7 and +7 cancels out. 8x and -8x cancels out. 23 plus 7 equals 30. 9 little words, finish the problem. Divide by the number in front of the letter. And x equals -6. How do we know we did this right? We can plug it back in. So 3 times -6 minus 7 equals 8 times -6 plus 23. So this is going to be -18 and -7 for a total of -25. This is going to be -48 plus 23, and this equals -25. My right side equals my left side. My answer is correct. Okay? This is how we check our work. Okay, Mrs. A. But what if somebody sticks some fractions in there? Well, who cares? Fractions are no more than multiply and divide. But I'm going to show you an easy way to get rid of these. So if we have 1/2 x plus 7 equals 3/4x plus 9. Now, I don't like fractions, so I want to get rid of the fractions. This one is a divide by 2, and this is a divide by 4. So if I looked for a common denominator, that denominator would be 4. So I'm going to make my entire equation 4 times bigger. If I make it 4 times bigger, then I won't have any fractions. Can I do this? Yes. As long as I do the same thing on both sides, I can do anything I like. So I'm going to multiply this by 4, this by 4, this by 4, and this by 4. 4 terms, everything by 4. Half of 4 is 2. 2 times x is 2x. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 cancels 4. Leaves me with 3. You're not sure what I said? 4 times 3 is 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So I have my 3x. And 4 times 9 is 36. Okay, now my problem looks like the other one did. I'm going to find my variable on the right and add its opposite. The opposite of 3x is -3x. I'm going to zip up here and grab this guy. The opposite of 28 is -28. Now I can add them together. +2 and -3 is -1x. This cancels, 28 minus 28, 3x minus 3x. 36 minus 28 is going to be 8. 9 little words, divide by the number in front of the letter, and x equals -8. So half of -8 would be -4, and 7 minus 4 is 3. 8 divided by 4 is -2. -2 times 3 is -6, and 9 minus 6 is -3. Both sides equal. Let's try that again. What if we have 3/5 x minus 15 equals 6/5 x plus 12. Well, this one's a little easier. They have a common denominator of 5. It's the same number. So I'm going to multiply by 5, by 5, by 5, and by 5. These 5's cancel out, leaving me 3x. 15 times 5 is going to be 75. This 5 is going to cancel this 5, leaving me with 6x. And 12 times 5 is 60. Okay, one more time. I put up my fence, find my variable on the right, which is 6x. The opposite is negative 6x. I'm going to come over here and put a negative 6x on this side. Grab this 75, and the opposite is positive 75. Everybody's got a friend. I've got negative 6x plus 75, negative 6x plus 75. This line is the same on both sides of the fence. Negative 6 and positive 3 is negative 3x. Negative 75 and positive 75 is 0. 6x and negative 6x is 0. And 60 plus 75 equals 135. Divide both sides by negative 3, and x equals. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. 13 divided by 3 is 5. Sorry. 13 divided by 3 is 4, which is 12, with 1 left over. 15 divided by 3 is 5, and your answer is negative 45. Think you got it? Let's try one more. Negative 5 over 4x minus 1/2 equals negative 3 over 4 plus 5 over 8x. Okay, so our denominator is 4, 2, 4, and 8. The lowest common denominator would be 8, because 8 is divisible by 8, by 4, and by 2. So we're going to multiply through by 8. So 8 times 5 is 40. 40 divided by 4 is 10. So this is going to give us negative 10x. Half of 8 is 4. 8 times 3 is 24. 24 divided by 4 is 6, so this is going to be negative 6. The 8's going to cancel the 8 and leave us plus 5x. Put up the line. Now, this is not in the same order the other problem was. This is variable, constant, constant, variable. Does not matter. On the right-hand side, we find the variable. We add the opposite. The opposite of 5x is negative 5x. Come up here and grab that 4. The opposite of negative 4 is positive 4. Negative 10 and negative 5 is negative 15. So negative 15x. Negative 4 and positive 4 is 0. Negative 6 and positive 4 is negative 2. And 5x and negative 5x is 0. So negative 5x plus 4, negative 5x plus 4. We had the same thing on both sides. Last step, divide by the number in front of the letter, and that would be negative 15. Negative makes it positive, and our final answer is 2 over 15. Now, I didn't say the answer had to be pretty. I just said it had to be right. So in this case, we ended up with a fraction. But once we got rid of the fraction, we could work the problem without the fraction. It's much easier if you can do that. Okay, so this is how you solve you solve equations with variables on both sides. I hope this helps. Bye.